Whoops. Struggle bus. Good morning. I just spilled some water, so I'm going to get a towel real quick. Just paper. We're going to do 20 minutes of stretching today. Do some standing. I'm going to start out standing. Feet are directly underneath the hips. Settle into all four corners of the feet. I find that on my right side, I try to pull my toes up, and on my left side, my foot kind of goes flat. So I'm trying to balance those out by evenly pushing into the four corners of my right foot, finding a gentle lift up through my left, not letting it collapse. I have a little bend in my knees just so that they're not fully locked out. Shoulders are stacked over the hips. We're going to inhale up, reach for the ceiling. Palms come up overhead. Let those shoulders settle down for a moment here. Just opening through the front side body of the chest, throat. And then inhale to reach through the fingertips long. And exhale, cactus the arms out. Find a little back bend, pressing the hips forward. Elbows come down. Then inhale to reach. Exhale to bend the arms. This is your cat-cow-like movement. So inhale, reach the arms up. There's a little bit of closing that happens in the front side body and the chest. And we're going to inhale to open. And exhale, take the arms down. Inhale, reach and rounding. Pause at the top, and then inhale to reach through the fingers. Open the chest. And exhale the elbows down. You should feel a nice stretch through the front of the neck. Inhale, reach and round. Chin comes down slightly. Exhale here. And then inhale, reach through the fingertips. Open the front side body. And exhale into that open position. Inhale to reach. Rounding through. Exhale, settle the shoulders for a moment. Inhale, reach. Open through the chest. My right foot tried to come up. That's okay if it happens. Just settle back into the feet and then exhale to bring the elbows back down. One more time. Inhale. This time we're going to hinge at the hips and find a forward fold. Keep that little bend in the knees so you're not locked out here. Coming down, reaching for the toes. You can bend the knees as much as you need to get down that low. And then we're going to let the upper body be heavy for a moment. Allow it to relax over the top of the knees. Just feel a gentle stretch and opening through that backside body. Go ahead and cross your arms and give yourself a big bear hug here. or if we're working to deepen that stretch through the backside. So finding a little rounding through the front. Tuck the chin toward the chest. And then press into the feet and slowly work your way up to standing, stacking one vertebrae at a time, taking your time coming up, not rushing through the movement, keeping that chest rounded as long as possible. And as you come up, the chin comes up. Open the arms out wide. Just finding a neutral position right out to the sides of the body. Exhale, let the arms down. Inhale all the way up, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, swan dive all the way down. This time we're going to walk the left fingertips in front of the right toes. The fingertips are facing out toward the side. Your right leg is going to work to stay extended here. It might have a little bit of a bend in it, and that's okay. We're going to bend a little bit more, actively bending into that left leg to create the stretch through the outside of the right hip. And then if you can, reaching the right arm up. If that's too much, you can just stay right here. You might bring the arm up halfway, following what feels good in your body. Breathe here. Notice the compression of the twist through the mid-body. Slow the breath. Mine is sped here. Just slow that breath down. You can come out of this position anytime that you want, anytime it feels like too much. You might hang out with me here for another 3 breaths. Nice and slow. Fill it all the way up into the backside body. And exhale to relax in the position. Inhale to reach a little more. And exhale to relax. One more breath. Inhale, open. And exhale, back down through middle. Let your chin tuck toward your chest, and then fingertips are going to trace the fronts of the thighs, fronts of the legs, coming all the way up. Nice and slow. Keep that rounding again through the spine. Coming up through neutral. Take the shoulders up toward the ears, and then back and down before letting the hands relax. Feel the breath. Mine has increased a little bit, and I want to slow it down, control the movement, not letting the pressure of the twist compress too much or cause panic or discomfort. Taking a moment here before inhaling to take the arms overhead. Let that breath out, and then inhale to reach through the fingertips, steadying through the heels, through the balls of the feet. And as you exhale, swan dive once again. Walking the right fingertips in front of the left foot. Fingertips out to the side, little bend through that right knee, pressing over into it to find that deep stretch through the outside of the left hip. And if you're ready for it, maybe opening up toward the ceiling. I immediately feel tension build in that right hip. And so I'm going to bring my arm down just a little bit here to decrease that tension, and then slowly work my way back up, finding the positioning where I'm stretching through that twist, opening the chest, but not putting pain into my hip. Using those stabilizers to hold the body here. And slow your breath. Deepen it all the way into the belly and into the chest. Feeling the ribs expand against that tension. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. That left hand comes down. Relaxing the upper body once more. Trace the fronts of the legs. Nice and slow. Coming up towards standing. Shoulders come up toward the ears. And then around and back. Find that neutral position. Not where you're squeezing the shoulder blades together and opening the chest, but just right in neutral, right at that even line out to the side. We're going to find a gentle sway left to right through our legs. You might find a figure 8 through the hips. Finding any movement in your body that feels good. You might notice the difference in the two sides of the body. I have some pain that comes in on my left side as I try to press that hip out. So I'm going to slow it down, going through the movement before coming around to the other side. The other side, I have a lot of mobility in there, so it comes all the way around, no problem. Back to the front, hip out to the side. As soon as I try to press into that hip, I start to feel it in my low back on this side. So I'm going to come up through standing, find a little bend in the knees, and then keep my hips stacked as I press out, and then just hold there. And breathe into that spot. You might continue on with your figure 8s. Whatever you are doing in your body is just right. I'm going to come around and then increase that speed a little bit. I can feel that tension has released on that side because I took the moment to allow it to pass. Coming back through neutral, through standing. You're going to inhale, take the arms back up. Exhale, forward fold. And then you can plant the palms, bending your knees as much as you need to, taking them out a little bit wider, and then stepping back to that high plank position. I'm going to come a little bit closer and turn so that you can see a little bit more easily. So palms are underneath the shoulders, legs are extended. Heels can be in line with the hips. If you feel unstable there, you might widen the legs out. That's totally fine. You're going to hold for a moment. And then press the hips forward, rolling over the tops of the toes, letting the tops of the feet come down. Keep a little bend in the elbows, and then press up, opening through the chest and the chin, finding your cobra pose. I find that cobra in the yoga classes that I've been to, cobra tends to be a step to somewhere else rather than a posture that can be held. If this feels like too much on your lower back here, you can bring your chest down, bringing the elbows in line with the shoulders, and palms can come down to the ground. Press the shoulders down and away from the ears, finding that length through the crown of the head. And then relax your glutes for a moment. Notice how that feels in the low back. If you'd like to relax in that posture, you're welcome to, or you might engage the glutes, find that slight tuck of the tailbone, and then engage through the core, pressing that belly, making it strong against the floor underneath you to create the length through the upper body. Slow the breath. It's okay if the muscles are shaking. They're learning something new here. That's a good thing. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Allow the chin to come down toward the chest and the upper body to relax. We're going to walk the palms underneath the shoulders and tuck the toes. Press the hips up and back to find your downward dog. In this posture, you want to be strong in your palms, pressing them into the ground, not just using them to stabilize there by merit of their touching the ground, but actually press your hands, use your muscles of your arms to press down in the mat and hold yourself up. You might have your heels all the way down to the floor. You might not. You can pedal through the legs if you'd like to find some length in either one of your legs or in each one of your legs. Holding here. Press the heels down toward the mat. And then we're going to shift weight into that left foot and lift the right foot off of the ground. Just for a moment here, if that doesn't feel comfortable for you, just work your way to bringing your knee toward the middle of your palms. And that shin, we're trying to get it parallel with the front of the room or the front of your body square. If that's not available, it's okay for that knee to bend a little bit more, to have that tucked in like that. That's okay. If you'd like to work toward that external position and you have something like a block, you can slide it underneath your hip. I'll show you what that looks like here. Sliding it underneath my hip in order to support me off of the ground a little bit. And I'm going to go into that position today. Wherever you land, that back leg is extended, the toes are untucked. We're lifting up nice and tall in that pigeon position. If you can't get your back leg fully extended, I'll show you the option there. You could go into a 90-90 position, which is when your knees are, your front leg is at 90 degrees and your back leg is at 90 degrees out to the side. And then you're just working to square the body against that hip. You're going to have compression on one side that doesn't allow your hip to open anymore. So you're trying to find that position within the hip. And then you stabilize there with the glute on that side. Whether you're here or you're in pigeon up on the block or on the ground, we're going to gently walk the chest forward over the front leg. You might come down to your elbows. You might be able to walk the arms out long and extend. Wherever you land is just fine. The nice thing about yoga is that you don't have to be perfect. There are people like me, for a long portion of my life, I have done yoga. And so my body looks like what the posture is supposed to look like sometimes. Like I have the flexibility, I have the mobility within the joints and the movement to be able to stay there. And there are people who haven't stretched that much, and so they don't have that capability. And no matter what, just doing some sort of stretching in your body, whether it looks like my body or not, is good for you. It's really, really good for you. So we're going to go ahead and walk the chest back up. If you're coming from this 90-90 position, you're just going to rotate the hips and find your 90-90 on the other side. If you're in that pigeon pose, you're going to step back to your downward dog. I'll show you here. You're stepping back to your downward dog. Then we're going to shift weight into that right foot. That left heel will go to the air for a moment. And then you'll bend that knee and bring it forward. Again, same thing as the other side. You might use a block underneath that hip to support. You might bring the toes in or the heel in closer to the pelvis. Wherever you land is just fine. We're going to sit up nice and tall for the first part of this. Just breathe in the posture. I find that my mind likes to wander in this one because it's uncomfortable and I don't want to be present in that. And so just that reminder of bringing it back to the breath. And then as you're ready, walking the chest forward over the front leg. When I say those words, as you're ready, I don't mean that you have to follow me right away. What I mean is that you'll feel in your body when you've stretched in a position long enough that it kind of eases, that tension and discomfort moves away from the body. And once you reach that point, that's when you walk into the next step. There's never any rush. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Walk the chest back. If you're sitting on a block, remove it to the side. If you're in that extended pigeon, bringing the leg around. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. And then I like to wrap either around my toes or around my ankles with my hands. We're going to find some stretching in this rather than relaxing. So lift tall through the crown of your head. Notice if your shoulders are coming up toward your ears or if you can feel them unevenly in the body. And work to engage them to the same level. Finding that balance between the left and the right and forward and back. But holding the muscles strong. Take one more moment here. Relax through the belly and through the back. Finding a rounding forward. The chin comes to the chest. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what my back looks like. Because we're not staying up nice and tall here. We're going to round through, press the back toward the back wall. Your belly might stick out like mine. That's okay. I find that with what's happening with skinny culture right now, it feels like the 2000s when I was a teenager and I was seeing all the advertisements and everything just showed small bodies. And there's a place for every body on this planet, every body shape and every body size. And I don't want to be pushed into looking a certain way that doesn't match with how I want to feel in my body. And I want to feel strong. And a strong body isn't necessarily a skinny body. It can be, but it's not always. You can be very strong and have weight on you, like I do. Hello, husband. Tim just got home. We're going to take an inhale, bring the chest forward, opening through the neck. And then as you exhale, finding that rounding position again, but bring the chest forward over the legs. You might be working hard in this position. If it feels uncomfortable to stay here, you can move in and out of the position. Or you might just relax the body and let it be heavy. Depending on how your body is feeling today. I'm going to take one more moment here. I'm going to find a little bit of movement in the position. Because I feel like I need some movement through my hips. And so I'm going to walk my chest up a little bit. You're going to find a position where it's comfortable through your hips. And then you just gently rock back and forth. You might do figure eights. You might roll the shoulders back. Quickly, one on each side. I'm going to rotate here. And then coming up through seated. We're going to bring the knees toward each other and walk ourselves down to laying on the mat. Bring the knees in toward the chest and then rock the hips side to side. You might bring the knees in closer to the chest. You might extend them out a little bit. We're finding movement in the posture rather than holding still. Giving ourselves permission to play in yoga. You might notice that your core starts to engage different parts of it. That's a good thing. You want to be able to feel those muscles turning on. And I don't know about you, but from my years of having babies, my belly is kind of desensitized to feeling it doing the work. If this is uncomfortable on your lower back, you can put a blanket underneath. That'll give you some support for those bones that are rocking back and forth across the floor. We're going to take one more moment here and then allow the heels to come down toward the mat. Walk the heels out wide and then let the knees fall inward. You want them to be completely supported. If you can, work to keep that lower back down on the mat. Notice if it starts to peel away. You can adjust the positioning through your knees to help you, just so that you're completely stable and you can let the muscles relax. If you'd like to extend the legs out long, you're welcome to. Allowing the feet to fall out however they are comfortable. If this feels uncomfortable for your lower back, if you feel like there's any tension that happens there, You're welcome to put a blanket down underneath you. Palms can be on your belly or they might be out to the side. I'm going to hold space for Shavasana for 5 minutes. 5-ish. I don't have a timer. But I'm going to hang here until my body tells me that it's ready to move again. Allow your muscles to relax. Notice if you're holding any tension in the soles of the feet. And then moving up through the shins and the backs of the legs. Finding that balance, you might move or adjust in the positioning here. Relaxing through the knees. Relaxing through the tops of the thighs and the backs of the legs. Letting go through your pelvic floor, not holding on, not protecting, not guarding, just being comfortable and relaxed. Relaxing through the belly, relaxing through the chest. Letting go of any tension in the back. Letting go through the shoulders. Down the arms. And over the hands. Relaxing through the face and between the eyebrows. Letting your eyes close without holding them. Letting go through your cheeks and through your jaw. Finding total relaxation and breathing there. Begin to wiggle through the fingers and toes. Maybe shifting the legs side to side. Gently bringing yourself back into your body. And then bending at the knees to place the heels on the floor. Inhale to take the arms overhead. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, roll to your side. The right arm or left arm might come down, supported on your side. Just breathe here for a moment. And then placing the palm on the floor, walk yourself up towards seated. Easy seated or maybe butterfly, maybe legs are extended, whatever feels comfortable in your body. And then inhale to reach the arms overhead. Palms come together, coming through heart center. Allow the chin to come toward the chest and the eyes to gently close. Thank you for stretching with me. Namaste. Bye. Hello, husband.